if we look at the curriculum, is everybody having the copy? Let's delve into it and read it and own it, yes? In the next 45 minutes that we have, let's just completely try to make this ours. Because the more we, you know how it is for us, the more we understand a document, the better we teach it. And it's easier to do it in a group here with someone leading than do it alone in our classroom. That was our reasoning when we decided to do this, and I hope you see the value behind that. So, if you look at the page 5, it has 6 computation thinking practices. Now, mind you, there is going to be no particular assessment specific to this. Like, you know how we have standards, or we have learning objectives. There is no place that we're going to say, this we will use and test it. No. But this is like the underlying thread that we always want to make sure that CS principles follows. So what are they? Connecting computing, so which means trying to understand how computing influences the world. The main reason why we feel that CS principles should be taken by every student who graduates from high school, right? I used to say that, and I still say that it's my personal goal that every student in Georgia should graduate out of high school having taken one course in computer science. Why do we say that? I was totally blown away by what Roy said. Success is not money, success is significance. That's why we are doing computer science, right? We are doing it because it has an impact. So that's why that's the first one, and that's what we want to emphasize to our students. And that's computational thinking practice that we have done. Is it a curriculum check mark? Not really. But are we saying this every day in our classroom? Yes. Right? So the next one, creating computational artifacts. This is the single biggest reason I think CS Principles has kicked off. Rather than those worksheets, those problem solving, do 5 times 5 is 2,500 times. We are now telling students, go sit in a project. The way you're going to work with Jeff right now. You're going to sit with a partner, you're going to be given a problem, and you're going to go sit down and solve it with a friend, right? Then you sit down with a friend and you make a presentation. So when on the first, you know how we have orientation, right? And when the parents and the kids come, I always tell the kids, I will be less on the stage than you. You will be more up there talking. Because they're going to present themselves. They're going to make projects, they're going to sit together, they're going to tell the class. And you're going to let them, take that and expand their thoughts. It's not like we're not going to give them guidance. They're definitely, but we're going to point them in the right direction, let them go stumble, and then point them further in the right direction. Almost guide them step by step along the way, right? And rather than just giving out a lecture. That is not to say we don't want to have PowerPoints. We have them occasionally, but that PowerPoints are not necessarily ruling our classroom, right? Abstracting. Now this honestly is probably the most unnerving. If I say P1 is the most important one, abstracting is the most unnerving one. What is abstraction? You guys are the luckiest people in the whole nation. Your leader, Dr. Gray, is the expert on abstraction. He does such a fantastic lecture. I was blown away when I sat and listened to it. I can't remember when. I think he plans to talk about it tomorrow, so I think you'll be good. And so that's why I'm fairly confident by the time Friday comes, all the concerns that were there on Monday night will be absolutely taken care of. Analyzing problems and artifacts, right? Right. So as we build a project, take a problem and solve it. Using Snap. I want to make a Mother's Day card. I had a student, Valentine's, most popular, make a Valentine's card for your girlfriend, for your boyfriend, right? How cool is that? The girls totally, boys love to do that for their girlfriends who haven't taken a CS class. It's pretty cool. So that's a problem. Can we do, one of my very, very favorite problems is randomly generating numbers and doing multiplication, addition, division, subtraction. So throw a number. Actually, if I can, I will show you my sample that my students did. I have to probably pull it up, but I'll see. And I will show it out. I'll show the exemplar that the students did in Snap. They did it in Scratch 2.0, which is a lot like Snap. And it's just an elementary school game. Like I think it said, click on the shape that's a circle, click on the fruit that is green, so forth, and they click on it. So that's a problem. They're analyzing it. They sat together and they worked on it and found a solution, right? So that's analyzing problems and artifacts. Turning the page. Communicating. I'm a business ed teacher, so I laughed when I saw that as one of the computational thinking practices. I said, we do this in our classroom all the time. You know, you guys having such a fancy name for it. We just do it. I mean, this is what FBLA, DECA, all that stuff is. We do this. So, but with presentations, right? I mean, it is a little unusual in a math class for students to present a lot, and that's the point I'm making. We don't, in AP CSA programming, no presentations at all. We are very rigid. I mean, that's the only way they'll pass that course. Is more, you know, you come in, you have a very rigid 60 minutes. They have this worksheet, they have this lab, they have a test, they have a quiz, and boom, done, move. You know, that's the only way they'll pass it. Hopefully, CS Principles is different, right? I mean, not that that is wrong or anything, but this is different. This is more open-ended. They sit with a partner, they develop a project, and today they come, oh, guess what, we are presenting today. You're going to stand in front of everybody and talk, and present, and then your teacher's going to grade you on that and give you points, right? Collaborating, working with a partner. This is my formula. You take it, leave it, modify it to your convenience. When I introduce a concept, that concept at that point is an individual activity. It's a scaffolding. I've just introduced a concept, so say it's snap, and I'm teaching them move. It's an individual activity. You're learning move, you're learning sound, you're learning whatever. Now go work. Turn your project in and done. Now go find a partner. Using this, come up with an idea. Go do that idea on Snap with the partner. You and your partner decide on this. One of the questions that came up is group pairing. I love the question because that was my biggest, and you know, yesterday or day before yesterday, somebody came and spoke and they said, when you're working with teachers who are, or even kids who are just coming into your CS Principles class, keep in mind, they don't know it the way you know it. You've done this for a while now. And I'm so much grateful for whoever said group pairings because I know the first 2 years that was my biggest conversation I had with anybody. What makes an effective pair, right? And we talk, when we talk Snap, I'll come up there. When I talk collaboration, I'll talk that, right? But that's something to keep in mind. It's a very, very good question. And those of you who didn't consider, know that you don't want one person doing the work and the other person watching. And how often are you going to have a student, he didn't do the work, but he's getting all the grade, all that stuff. Oh, he didn't come for 3 days. You know, somebody came and said, is he even in school anymore? I have this favorite joke, right? I used to put them in partners, and there was this boy, Leon, he used to sit somewhere in a different spot with Joshua. And Sumin never came to school, period. I mean, I don't know, Sumin never came to school. And suddenly, once in every 3 weeks, she'll show up, and she'll take away Leon's spot. So I went to Leon, I said, oh, I gather she's back. He goes, don't worry, she won't be back tomorrow and I'll be back there. But you can, I mean, imagine if Sumin was somebody's partner, how frustrating that can be. So those are issues that you've got to handle, right? And, but how important it is.